Greetings and salutations. This is the voice of Loquacious of Herd, bringing you his afterthoughts on My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Season 5, Episode 22, titled What About Discord? I heartily suggest you find and watch the episode itself, sans commentary, before proceeding with either this Afterthoughts review, or viewing my full reaction, which is hosted at the link in the description. Be warned, this Afterthoughts review will contain spoilers for the episode. With that out of the way, a note before we move on to the review itself. This Spoken Herd review will be relatively brief, as there was a more extensive Written Herd segment produced for this episode. That Written Herd segment is available in Google Drive under details in the Blind Reactions description. This episode includes movie references to What About Bob, which I was extra slow to pick up on due to my complete lack of familiarity with that movie. And, as with any episode involving Discord, there were so many bits of chaos, Easter eggs, and references tucked away throughout. While it was an enjoyable episode, I had to work to enjoy it. Parts of it felt messy. The whole business of Twilight effectively excluding herself from a pleasant weekend with her friends, then wanting to analytically try to recapture the good times of which she was not a part, strikes me as spot on for her character. It's Discord's role, and that of the other main six, that becomes problematic for me. The whole excluding a friend via reminiscing about events they weren't part of business that keeps moving the plot forward comes across as a touch mean-spirited, and possibly intentionally mean-spirited in Discord's case. It's an odd undercurrent that doesn't seem to jive with the ending lessons of the episode, where Discord learns a touch of empathy by experiencing the same confusion as Twilight had been suffering through pretty much the whole time. And Twilight, I guess she learns it's okay for her friends to have fun without her? It's this ambiguity about motives and intentions that gives the episode a somewhat cluttered or mishmashed feeling to me. Is the point that Twilight needs to accept that she cannot always be involved with everything her friends do? That attempting to recreate good times, rather like having to explain a joke, only serves to suck the fun out of it? Is it a lesson for Discord that Schadenfreude and Karma are kind of bitchy and that one shouldn't take delight in the distress of someone who's theoretically a friend? Was Discord striving to help Twilight? To teach her some important lesson about inclusion and exclusion? Or was he just delighting in her discomfort? This latter possibility seems a touch out of place, given his character's progression to this point, but not entirely out of character either, as he has sometimes regressed or slipped back towards his villainous roots. As such, I find the story, the core conflict of this episode, to be a trifle unsatisfying, ambiguous in a less than pleasant fashion. On the other hand, as I mentioned earlier, all those lovely references. I was particularly taken by Pinkie Pie's impression of Marty McFly and her suggestion of time travel to solve Twilight's problems. Extra amused by this in light of the continuing advertisements for an upcoming showing of Back to the Future that have, for the past few episodes, been making a rather annoying appearance across the bottom of the screen when I'm trying to watch the ponies. Seriously, DeLorean, no one likes you. Go away. And odd that they should sneak a Starlight Glimmer sighting in. That she was spying on Twilight and company when Pinkie Pie suggested time travel is the sort of thing that could come back to bite them. Assuming this Starlight sighting isn't just window dressing, designed to remind us she's somewhere out there, and to reinforce the seriousness of friendship problems inherent in the episode. Final analysis. It's not a bad episode, but I don't find it to be quite up to the quality of most of the rest of the season. Still, even episodes on the low end of Season 5's bell curve are certainly enjoyable and well worth watching. If you wish to see my full reaction to My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Season 5, Episode 22, titled What About Discord?, the link, as I mentioned earlier, is in the description. Feel free to leave any comments or likes for that reaction there on this Afterthoughts review. In addition, the full text of the original Written Herd segment for my blind reaction to What About Discord is available on Google Drive under details in the video's description. Until next time, as always, kindly remember, y'all are awesome. Stay awesome.